This is High Priestess Indigo, and I'm back with another read for the collective. So I'm going to start with a prayer. I won't be pulling the subconscious cards for this read, but I will be diving right into the graffiti deck. So, yeah. Almighty God, I thank you. Please allow me to be a clear portal and a clear channel for your Holy Spirit and your divine will. God, I ask that you bless each and every person that comes across this video. You know who they are and where they are in their spiritual journeys and what they need. And God, I ask that you bind and return to sender any and all negative energy, negative entities, evil eye, projection, spell work, black magic, dark magic, hoodoo, voodoo, anything, Father God, that is not of your purest and highest divine light. These things I ask in Jesus' name. Amen. It's Sunday over here in my neck of the woods, and I am having another low-key relaxed day. Hope you are too. And yeah, I just feel really peaceful, very nice. It's great to just be at home for the day. So hope you're enjoying your Sunday or whatever day it is that you happen to see this video. Hope you are in good spirits wherever you are. Ooh. So let's see what we got going on in this energy. Heartfelt confession. Playing the victim. Oh boy. Picking up a masculine energy. Cold-blooded. Canceled. Inactive. Disappointments. Extraterrestrial. Coronation Day. Cyberbully. Train ride. Oh boy. Competition. Broken thinking. Closeted. I knew this card was going to be in there. Effortless attraction. Unresolved drama. Out of sync. Power plays. Catching feelings. Trust and timing. Rerouted. Open 24/7. Okay, let me go ahead and get this reading started. So the energy that's coming out right away is there's a karmic masculine and then there's a divine feminine. These karmic people. This is, I mean, this dude has been so karmic. Like I have a saying to friends. I like sometimes people are so vile and so over the top that they come through almost like cartoon villains. You know, cartoon villains were always like very dramatic, over the top, like the most quintessential villainous, you know, think Disney villain, where it's like, it's just so, it's almost like, is this real? Like, is this kind of villain even real? Is this a thing? This is just, this is so like over the top. This is a karmic masculine that is now wanting to come in to speak to a divine feminine, to have a heartfelt confession. The only problem is, in order to have a heartfelt confession, you actually have to have a heart. Sorry, sorry. That sounds terrible because this is somebody that, honestly, I say that because this is somebody that is not very connected to their heart. You know, this is somebody that I think is having a genuine moment of clarity, but it feels like it's more because they're now in the same position that they wanted this divine feminine to be. So now that the tables have turned and this person is now having to experience everything that they basically did to this divine feminine, everything that they projected onto this divine feminine, everything that they took this divine feminine through, now it's kind of opening this person's eyes, and it's really got them feeling some type of way because it's been one thing for this person to dish out this kind of like anger, animosity, cold blooded, heartless type of energy. But it's another thing for this person to be experiencing the same things that they have put out in the world. So that's basically what's happening here. This is somebody, like I said, they want to offer this heartfelt confession. But at the same time, this is somebody that is still playing the victim, or at least in their mind feeling like they're the victim of the situation. But this is somebody that, like I said, the only reason why they feel like they're the victim is because they're now having to live in the exact same energy that they put out. So this is somebody that is only getting as good as they gave. But the problem is now that the tables are turned and they're on the receiving end of it, this is somebody that can't take it. Like, this is the irony of this kind of behavior is that people dish out to people things that they themselves could never survive, things that they themselves could never deal with. But this is kind of really the highlight of broken thinking, because the golden rule teaches us don't do unto others do unto others as you will have others do unto you. And people like this are, you know, they suffer from broken thinking, but they also are very short-sighted because if they had really understood the long-term ramifications or really understood the cause and effect of their actions, they would have never done this. They would have never behaved in this kind of way. But this is somebody that was in a secret competition with this divine feminine. This is another reason why this situation is so crazy is that this karmic masculine was in a secret competition that they created with this divine feminine. Meanwhile, this divine feminine was never in this competition. So you have somebody that's kind of like puppeteering stuff behind the scene, because what I'm really getting is this is somebody that was outwardly appearing to care for this divine feminine. This is somebody that I feel like in a lot of ways mask themselves up, to this divine feminine as though they were somebody that cared. But actuality, this was somebody that was manipulating, creating false narratives, telling lies and slandering this divine feminine behind their back because they thought that they would never basically get found out. Not only has this person been found out, but the public consensus is turned on this person. This is somebody that their own family and friends are basically counseling this person. This is somebody that is going through a lot of silent treatments from family and friends because once people realize the extent that this person was, the extent of the cold bloodedness that this person was in and going through in order to not only be in secret competition with this divine feminine, but to repeatedly attack her, to repeatedly try to defame her, to repeatedly try to destroy her life. This is somebody who is now feeling very, on this card, it says inactive, but I'm getting lonely. This is somebody that is sitting in isolation and they're in a form of loneliness because this was somebody that their sense of self was very much outside of themselves. So this was somebody that relied a lot on what other people thought of them. This is the kind of person that needs a circle of people around them because this was literally how they gained their sense of self, was kind of this false, I'm seeing people like pedestal, like a pedestal. Like these people's thoughts of this karmic masculine created almost like a pedestal that helped this person feel elevated, almost like they had self-esteem. And so now that that's gone, this person is kind of like down in the dumps, and even more so they feel horrible about themselves, but that's because now people are reflecting to them the mirror of how they actually were. So basically, people, once they got wind of the truth, they're now basically like, oh, this guy is, ew, it's given that eek, yuck factor. you know this person is experiencing that, but this is precisely what this person took this divine feminine through. And what's so cold blooded about them taking this divine feminine through this type of behavior, this type of ick, this type of being basically torn down and slandered and seen in a negative light, even though this person had done any. What made it so insidious is that this divine feminine never did anything to deserve, this kind of being canceled energy that this karmic masculine had basically created with their false narratives, with their lying, with their untruths. Hold on a second. Yeah, so sorry, I had to get tissue. Got on the reading, and all of a sudden my nose started dripping. Yeah, so this is just somebody, like I said, that they're having to sit in the exact same energy of what they put out there. This has caused, cannot, I can't speak today. This has caused a lot of disappointments for this karmic masculine. This is somebody that really feels abandoned. Like I said, they're sitting in this loneliness feeling. They're feeling isolated. They're feeling, victimized. This is the person that's feeling victimized. But like I said, this is just complete return to sender type energy. And this was literally what this karmic masculine was trying to create, when they did what they did with the false narratives and the lying and the slandering and the trying to, compete with this divine feminine. When honestly, like, I can never understand how a masculine energy legit wants to compete with a feminine energy. Like, you guys carry two different energies, you know you're a masculine energy, and I'm not trying to sound sexist or anything, but it's like, if you carry a masculine energy, be in your masculine energy. Not to say that you don't have feminine energy. We actually carry both energies, and the whole point is to be balanced in both. But usually when I see masculine energies in this kind of energy, really, the best way to explain it is, this is, even though this is a masculine energy, this is a masculine energy that is sitting predominantly in their wounded feminine energy. So this is somebody, and usually when I see a masculine sitting in wounded feminine energy, this is somebody that has a mother wound. It tends to, 9 times out of 10, this is somebody that has a mother wound or has a wound from women, meaning like, this is a masculine energy that may not openly admit this to themselves, but they low key don't like women, even though they may sexually desire women. But on some kind of energetic, emotional level, this is somebody that does not like women. They have a desire to tear down women, and it's 9 times out of 10 related to that mother wound. Like, it all originates back to that mother wound. This is somebody who, if you were to scratch the surface of their relationship with their mother, not is giving me that this is somebody that is angry at their mother, or was wounded in childhood by their mother, either through neglect, abuse, um, or even smothering. Sometimes mothers can smother the masculine child to the point that it creates this kind of energy too. So sometimes over loving somebody can have a adverse effect, especially when it's toxic loving, where you're catering to this person's ego, or you're over pampering them, and you're not holding them accountable or responsible for their actions. This is kind of like, this was really giving me all of that, where this is somebody that was coddled too much by their mother in childhood, and it actually created a form of resentment toward women that this person has been played in now, probably in every romantic relationship they've been in, where they have this desire to break down the feminine energy. This is part of that cold-blooded, I want to see all women paid, and it's not even something that this person is probably consciously aware of. That's the crazy part. 9 times out of 10, this is operating in a subconscious track in this person's subconscious mind, that if they were to go in and actually start doing the work on themselves and healing, they would realize what this kind of outwardly cold-blooded energy toward the feminine energy really relates to, you know. Like I said, this is just to me like confirmation that this person's broken thinking really started is rooted in childhood, you know. And so every person that and every feminine energy that has come in this masculine energy life, I like I said, I'm just getting the sense that this is somebody that behaves in the same manner with every feminine energy they come into contact with. Meanwhile, you know, this karmic masculine has a lot of issues. That's what makes all of this even more kind of like these kind of scenarios always make me like so like I just get like almost a head scratching, you know, because these are people who wear a lot of masks and then they see things in other people that they find extraordinary or they like. And instead of them seeing it as a form of inspiration, they actually want to destroy it. So it's a lot going on with this masculine energy, you know. And then on top of this, this is somebody that is dealing with a lot of promiscuous energy. This is somebody that has been overusing their sacral energy. You know, this is a masculine energy. Honestly, I'm getting a scenario here. And please only take this part if it resonates, because this is not for everybody, because this feels very specific. This is something that happens a lot with people who are struggling with their sexual identity. Is you see somebody over like they become overly promiscuous, but it's almost like a mask. You know, I hate to say this, but I've seen it a lot. A lot of times when you see a masculine energy, especially one in a distorted, wounded feminine energy that is very sexually promiscuous, 9 times out of 10, this person is struggling with their sexual identity. They may be closeted, and that's another reason why there is some sort of self hatred or some hatred toward the feminine energy because of their own confusion about their identity, as well as they admire and also hate the feminine energy because that's what they actually want to be. You know, they want to be in a feminine energy. Like I said, take that part only for resonates. But with this particular masculine energy, that's what I'm saying. I'm just picking up a lot here. This person has a lot of things that they're not addressing within themselves. And this behavior that they're presenting outwardly is a reflection of it. You know, this person likes to think that it's the other way around. But in actuality, the people that they meet in their lives not are really just mirroring to them how they feel about themselves. The problem was when this karmic masculine met this divine feminine, she wasn't mirroring those aspects to himself. And it almost, in a lot of ways, made this masculine energy angry because here was this extraterrestrial divine feminine energy who had this effortless attraction. Not just, you know, was this masculine energy effortlessly attracted to this divine feminine, but everybody else was effortlessly attracted to her because this divine feminine carries a light and an energy to her that is very attractive, that's very magnetic, you know, and this person admired that and was attracted to it, but at the same time, they were envious of it because this was somebody that was not cultivating or actually growing their own light. So this is what really led this person to feeling more competitive. You know, it's giving me that energy of this person doesn't understand that you can be in your own light and somebody else can be in their own light. Like somebody else standing in their own autonomy and their authentic energy doesn't in no way interfere with your ability to stand in your own light in your own energy. But you understand that when you are emotionally mature. You understand that when you have done the work on yourself, when you have healed. You understand that it's not really a competition between you and somebody else. It's really about how you feel about yourself, you know. And if other people are standing in their truth and in their power and it somehow triggers you, that's something for you to look at, because that means there's something there that you need to heal. But this person hasn't done enough self work on themselves to make that connection, you know? So when this person gets triggered, instead of them going in and reflecting on why it's triggering them and what they need to heal, this person goes into attack. You know, this person tries to destroy that which basically triggers them. You know, they think that if they can eradicate it out of this other person, then it won't make them feel so small. But it's really not about the other person. Like I said, this is somebody's own feelings about themselves that they are literally trying to act out on other people, you know. And so this divine feminine didn't do anything by being her true self, you know. This is somebody that just has a lot of self, you know, this karmic masculine has a lot of low self-worth, a lot of low self-esteem. You know, they have always felt like in order for me to shine, I have to dim somebody else's light, you know, and that's the fallacy of this thinking. Oh, I have to dim somebody else's life. I have to destroy somebody else's life in order for me to shine, because it is not possible for both of us to shine independently. And this is, you know, this gets this person into making a lot of devious power plays that are based off of the ego and not based on the reality of the situation. You know, this is why healing is so important, because when you actually heal yourself, you stop allowing things that make you feel small to make you feel small, and then you don't be intimidated by other people who refuse to be small to make you feel better about yourself either, you know. Needless to say, this is somebody with a lot of unresolved drama and a lot of unresolved trauma. You know, like I said, this person has been like a recipe for disaster in their own life. This is also somebody that has engaged in a lot of cyberbullying toward this divine feminine. And all of this really just feels like it stems from a lot of jealousy, you know, a lot of jealousy, a lot of, you know, this competition and this broken thinking, you know, because this person doesn't understand that this divine feminine was quite literally mirroring to them what it looks like when you can be a good person, you can stand in your authority, you can be your own self. You don't allow other people to dictate who and what you are. You know, like I said, this should have been a source of inspiration for this karmic masculine, but instead this was somebody, like I said, that really just turned this whole relationship into a competition. You know, this is somebody that forced the relationship to become out of sync with their jealousy and with their projections and with their own self-hatred that they were projecting onto this divine feminine, you know. This is somebody that is taken aback as well, because like I said, this is somebody that is still sitting in the energy of not liking themselves. And despite everything that they did, you know, this secret competition that they were trying to hide, you know, this cold-blooded behavior that they had toward this divine feminine, none of this took this divine feminine out of this extraterrestrial or this effortless attraction energy, you know, in her head. So no matter what this person was doing outwardly, this divine feminine never left that mindset, you know. And as a result of it, she continued to elevate, even though this person was quite literally doing everything in their power to hamstring this divine feminine from moving forward, from elevating, you know. And no matter what this person did, this divine feminine still reached her actualization. You know, this divine feminine still stepped into her divinity. She still stepped into her divine feminine energy. And this karmic masculine had to see that no matter what they did to try to tear this divine feminine down, to try to destroy her, to try to take her off, you know, throw her off her game, to try to take her down a peg or two, because that's really what this person was trying to do with their little power plays and their, you know, competition. This was somebody that really felt like they needed to take this divine feminine down a peg, because, you know, how dare she walk around in all of this, you know, this light? How dare she? You know, this was how this person was thinking, you know. But this is somebody Like I said, they just did not want to be their authentic self. This is, I mean, I just keep coming back to this train ride and open 24/7. This is somebody that had very poor spiritual and sexual hygiene. This is somebody that became even more cold blooded, because what I'm really getting to is, while this person was doing all of this promiscuous energy, they were actually picking up STDs. And I'm not talking about the physical, sexually transmitted disease, but this person was picking up sexually transmitted demons. You know, this was somebody that was dealing with so many different people. They were picking up so many different energies and spirits and frequencies, that this person was basically, they're carrying around a lot. You know how trains pick up a lot of people. I'm thinking like a New York subway train. This is how this person's energy is looking energetically. This is somebody that has way too many people in their energetic field. They picked up too many personalities. They picked up too many varying modes and energies and moods and stuff. This is somebody that's very disconnected and out of sync with their real authentic self. Like, I can't reiterate that enough. This is somebody, like I said, that is now sitting in this energy of catching feelings, because now they're realizing who this divine feminine really is. And also, they're finally seeing the truth of who she was when she was in their life. This was somebody that they were supposed to learn from, they were supposed to level up from, they were supposed to grow from, they were supposed to see this divine feminine as inspiration, that it was possible for another person to actually heal from childhood traumas and woundings and disappointments, and actually go on to be their best version of themselves. This divine feminine was the physical representation of that for this karmic masculine. But this is somebody that allowed themselves to be rerouted with their trauma and their unresolved issues. This is somebody now that wants to trust in divine timing, because they're still hoping that somehow this relationship can come back together. But it's just like, given all this person has did, all they have done, that's a tall order. That's a tall order to expect somebody to want to return to your life when you did everything in your power to try to destroy them. And the only reason why you're really understanding it now is because this divine feminine somehow made it through everything that you threw at them, because you threw everything but the kitchen sink to try to stop this divine feminine. You threw all of this. It did not actually work, because this divine feminine was actually divinely protected. And despite everything you did to try to, stop her, she still reached her goal. She still reached self actualization. She still got all of the blessings and the protection and the abundance of the Most High God. Nothing you did actually stopped her, it actually propelled her further. Honestly, this is the thing that these karmic people don't understand when they do this stuff, particularly to chosens and divine, light workers and divine feminists, divine masculines, is because you are so dastardly, it actually forces this person to go in deeper to understand their true power and their true strength. So because you were so cold-blooded to this divine feminine, you attacked her so unmercilessly, and you did it in the dark. You did it in a way where you thought you were never going to get caught. Because you were doing this, it actually forced that pressure actually forced this divine feminine to go deeper within herself, to really pull out the gems and the things that were a part of her. So actually, you being so cold-blooded actually turned her into the best version of herself. So that's the part where what you meant for bad, God turns to her good. And that even though you formed a weapon, it did not prosper, because the weapon that you formed wound up being the ticket to her freedom. And she would have never actually even stepped up into this level of power if you hadn't have been attacking her so much. That's the irony. So your attacks actually just built this divine feminine up to be a stronger version of herself, because you kept attacking her so, unmercilessly. You just kept going and you kept going. You kept cyberbullying. You kept the false narratives going. You kept, this, you playing the victim and feeling, telling people these false narratives of how this divine feminine was attacking you and trying to stop you, when in actuality this was what you were doing to this divine feminine. And then when people found out about it, they rightfully canceled you because people realized who you really were. Your mask came off. So you are simply sitting in the results of your own behavior. This is karma. This is the definition of karma. This is somebody that, like, yeah, I mean, geez, dude. This dude did the most. This is somebody that put this divine feminine in third party rivalry situations. This is also, like I said, there's the rumors and the slander. And then this person, like I said, they were trying to do it in the background with these black gloves where they thought that they were going to get away with it. All of that's been exposed. The rumor mill, the romantic rivalry, you triangulating her with karmic feminines. Like, how's that even a thing? You know, you triangulating, trying to triangulate this divine feminine into some kind of weird competition with karmic feminine energies. And then you're surprised that she walked away from the situation. The side eye. The side eye. You know? Yeah, like I said, this is somebody that's in their feelings now. They now have been catching feelings, and now they have all these unspoken feelings because this is somebody that is finally realizing that this divine feminine was sent in to help them. They were sent in to love them. And while this person was so busy being cold-blooded and attacking this divine feminine, that's all she was ever doing. Was she was loving you and showing you what a healthy version of yourself would have looked like. But you didn't see the opportunity for what it was. And now you have missed out on that opportunity, unfortunately. This divine feminine has been rerouted on a different in a different direction, one where she will get the full loving and care and support that she really deserves from a counterpart. Not somebody that is confused about their identity. I'm getting that in the 3D sense, so this person really doesn't know who they are because they've been masking up for so long. Or I'm also getting it, on the sexual sense, where this person doesn't know what they want to be, because they're not being honest with themselves. And this is somebody, like I said from the earlier part of this read, that is hiding the reality of who they are behind this promiscuous, over sexualized energy. So it's a lot of things here for why this relationship is never coming back together. This is somebody now that wants to be a loyal fan to this divine feminine, now. But that's what I'm saying, is giving a little too late. You realize now, oh my God, all this time I was attacking a divine feminine, somebody that was sent in to be a counterpart to me, somebody that was sent in to help me see myself and actually heal myself. That's really giving me more of that why this person attacked even more, because at the time, this person, like I said, this divine feminine mirrored this person's weaknesses to themselves because they saw the strength in this divine feminine. And because this person was unhealed, it made them feel weak to see somebody else in their strength. You know, this is somebody that wants to, you know, see some green lights in this situation because, like I said, this is somebody that now wants to come back, you know. But it's also giving me the feeling of this person wants to come back because this divine feminine is getting green lights. Their life is going, upward. This is a divine feminine that is emotionally, spiritually, and mentally elevated. They have the protection of the Most High God. They're reaping benefits and the blessings of their good karma. This person, this divine feminine has put out a lot of good energy, even with everything they were dealing with from this karmic masculine in the background who was constantly attacking them and trying to destroy their life. This person never left this energy. They never left being, this outer worldly, person. They never stopped being a good person. They never allowed what they were going through to basically turn them into the South Node version of themselves. This divine feminine refused to do that. And as a result, they have passed all of the spiritual tests and they're being rewarded by the Most High God in the universe, you know. So this person is watching this, and a part of them, you know, wants to come back because they want to be a part of this, but they did nothing to contribute it. As a matter of fact, like I said, they were so busy trying to tear this divine feminine down when they were supposed to have been building, you know. And even more so, they're not going to be able to come back because this is somebody that when they were with this divine feminine engaged in a lot of subtle manipulation. It's giving mind manipulation, emotional blackmail. uh this is somebody that was playing a lot of mind games, you know. This person was quite literally trying to play in this divine feminine's head. And as a result, now this divine feminine just sees this karmic masculine as a manipulative ex, you know. This is the picture of you has been painted, you know. This person sees you for exactly who you are now, karmic masculine, you know. So stalking and snooping and all of this other stuff is not going to help you, you know. This divine feminine decided to let go of this manipulative illusions that this karmic masculine was trying to keep her trapped in. She let go of the illusions. She finally stopped seeing the best in you, you know, because I feel like that was the probably the thing was this divine feminine was seeing something good in you that just was not there, you know. You were too much in this cold-blooded energy, you know. Now you're just seen as a learning lesson. You were just another you know karmic person in this divine feminine's life, and she used that energy, all of that negative energy that you were projecting at her. She used that for her level up. So it's really giving me now the energy of thank you next. Like, thank you. I learned the lesson. I learned what I was supposed to learn from this situation. Thank you for the lesson. You know, it's been real, but we out these parts, you know. This divine feminine is not coming back to that, you know. She's going to continue on her winning streak while this karmic masculine is just going to be seen as unwanted attention. So, you know. Whew, that was a lot longer than I was expecting of a read, but it was a lot here. You know, there's a lot going on with this karmic masculine. You know, this is somebody that now wants to kind of throw themselves on the mercy of this divine feminine, because I'm really getting the sense this is somebody that wants to beg for forgiveness. You know, they're realizing the error of their ways, and they're realizing how they really were attacking this divine feminine. And that part is the good part that has come out of the situation, is this person is finally now seeing themselves, you know. But that is because God is illuminated the situation to the point that this person can't help but see it. You know, this is somebody, like I said, them being counseled and them being shown how cold blooded they are is so starkly in this person's face that they have no choice but to see it, you know. Like I said, this is somebody that on one level wants to play victim, but in actuality, they know the truth. And they do, in a lot of ways, they do feel sorry. You know, they do feel sorry because they are understanding that if they had actually got to work on themselves, they wouldn't be in this position. But at the same time, the they have burnt this bridge down to the ground. There is no return. Like, you know, sometimes what people don't understand is, yeah, people can forgive you, because I do get the sense this divine feminine has forgiven you. She has released you though, and there is a very strong, like, I'm seeing the Queen of Swords energy. This is somebody that it has forgiven you, and they've released you in love, but at the same time you've done so much that you can't come back. Like, that's the reality of the situation. You've shown up too much as a enemy to her, that even though she has forgiven you, there's no forgetting this level of betrayal, you know. You did too much. Unfortunately, karmic masculine, you did too much, you know. This relationship will never be any close to the version of what it was before. And that's something that I feel like this karmic masculine is really having to face. And I think that just makes the grief and the truth of their feelings hit even harder. But that is the message. Be blessed.